भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 13, Brahmā stealing the boys and calves, text 43. So please repeat after me. Evam eteshu bedeshu chiram dhyatva saha atmabhuhu satyaha ke katare na iti jnatum na ishte katanchana. Evam eteshu bhedeshu chirang dhyatva sa atmabhuhu satya ke katare neti jnatung neshte katanchana. Evam eteshu bhedeshu chirang dhyatva sa atmabhuhu satya ke katare neti jnatung neshte katanchana. Evam eteshu bhedeshu chirang dhyatva sa atmabhuhu satya ke katare neti jnatung neshte katanchana. Shrirang dhyatva sa atmabhuhu satya ke katare neti jnatung neshte katanchana. Evam eteshu bhedeshu sa atmabhuhu satya ke katare neti jnatung neshte katanchana. Matajis. Evam eteshu bhedeshu chirang dhyatva sa atmabhuhu satya ke katare neti jnatung neshte katanchana. Evam, in this way, eteshu bhedeshu, between these boys who are existing separately, chiram, for a long time, dhyatva, after thinking, saha, he, atmabhuhu, Lord Brahma, satyaha, real, ke, who, katare, who, na, or not, iti, thus, jnatung, to understand, na, not, ishte, was able, katanchana, in any way at all. Translation unpurported by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Translation: thus, Lord Brahma, thinking and thinking for a long time, tried to distinguish between these two sets of boys who were each separately existing. He tried to understand who was real and who was not real, but he couldn't understand at all. Purport. Brahma was puzzled. The original boys and cows are still sleeping as I have kept them, he thought. But another set is here, playing with Krishna. How has this happened? Brahma could not grasp what was happening, which boys were real and which were not real. Brahma was unable to come to any definite conclusion. He pondered the matter for a long while. How can there be two sets of cows and boys at the same time? Have the boys and calves here been created by Krishna, or has Krishna created the ones lying asleep, or are both merely creations of Krishna? Brahma thought about the subject in many different ways. After I go to the cave and see that the boys and calves are still there, does Krishna go take them away and put them here so that I come here and see them? And does Krishna then take them from here but put them there? Brahma could not figure out how there could be two sets of calves and cowherd boys exactly alike. Although thinking and thinking, he could not understand at all. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swaminiti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Evang eteshu bhedeshu chirang dhyatva sa atmabhuhu satyake katare neti jnatum neshte katanchana. Thus Lord Brahma, thinking and thinking for a long time, tried to distinguish between these two sets of boys who were each separately existing. He tried to understand who was real and who was not real, but he couldn't understand at all. So now we can see how Brahma is completely puzzled. So the amazing thing that has happened is, you see, he has hidden the cows and the gopas in the cave in some place. And now the moment he saw there is an exact replica, so that put him into great astonishment. He couldn't digest it. What's happening here? I mean, even I was just thinking about it when the even from the material sense, even in our day-to-day life also, you remove something from somewhere and then you keep it, you hide it maybe for the sake of playing with children or something, and you see the same object appearing there, you may be a little bit puzzled, right? I just remember one incident when I was in the school. There was maybe, I don't know, 5th standard or I think 7th standard, yes. There were two boys who joined the school. They came from Kerala. So they were twins actually. Actually, it was not like officially announced or anything in the class. They just like that, they came. The first day itself, we went to, some of the boys were in the laboratory and some of the boys were in the classroom. So I saw the boy in the laboratory. In between, I had to come and then take something from my class. So I saw the boy there, and then he was there next to me. We were doing something. And then I came to the class. The same replica, both of them were wearing the same dress, same shirt, and their hairstyle is same. There is absolutely no difference between both of them. I was just, what is this? What's going on? Right now I saw him there. What is he doing here? I was just thinking. And then I was just wondering, oh, maybe, he was there with me only, but just he came here, came down. Then again I went up to the laboratory. There he was doing the same activity. I said, man, what's going on? And then I just saw, then my friends later today, two new boys came from Kerala, Arun and Ajit, and they are twins. And then, oh. And it was very difficult for us to identify them, because they always used to dress, that his mother used to dress them in similar pattern, so we need to have some kind of we were trying to figure out, maybe we can look at the teeth and try to figure out who he is. It was difficult, but that put you into great puzzle, and then we can think of a situation here where in some verses before the beginning of this chapter, we heard how Shukadeva Goswami is explaining that the calves and the gopas, each gopas, they had unlimited number of calves to take care. And in one of the verses in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving the numbering systems which are very difficult to put in numbers, in the sense 10 to the power of 10, and it's a huge numbers he is giving. And he's saying that this, even bigger than this, is the count of the number of cows and calves that were handled by Krishna. And to have a replica of everything quite similar without any difference, is it not astonishing? Is it not an amazing quality of the Lord? And Brahma was so puzzled. So here you can see Srila Prabhupada in the purport is nicely explaining that how Brahma is doing an analysis of the situation. So he's thinking, like, when you do these permutations and combinations and probability, sometimes it's a difficult subject in the mathematics to work out. So like that, now Brahma is trying to work out, okay, is different possibilities Srila Prabhupada is relating here. First thing he's saying, maybe what I'm seeing is this created by Krishna? First he's thinking that, oh, maybe the ones that I have hidden, maybe that is what Krishna has created. That's what Prabhupada starts here. As Krishna created the ones lying asleep, or both merely creations of Krishna. So then he's going, maybe both are creations of Krishna. He's still not sure. And then he says that, then again another possibility is thinking, maybe, when I go and then see in the cave, at that time I'm able to see that, and by the time I come here, Krishna is bringing all the calves and the gopas, and then he's bringing them here, and again when I go there, again he's bringing them there. It's not like that, he's speculating and trying to figure out what's happening. So it's not possible to comprehend at all what's happening. It's very difficult. With our mundane senses and intelligence, we cannot comprehend the opulence of the Lord. This is something, a very basic point. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita also is establishing, he is explaining the point about is Yoga Aishwaram. Unless we understand about the Yoga Aishwarya of the Lord, if we understand means it's not possible even for us to understand. By His mercy, whatever is required for our service will be revealed by the Lord. But as a basic sadhaka, one should have minimum faith that Krishna as Achintya Shakti. This is the fundamental principle by which everything in spiritual life is operating. But again, we don't want to just any phenomena, we just put it under the bracket of Achintya. That sometimes you ask someone for some explanation, they say, Prabhuji, it's Achintya. Well, there are some explanations given, but if we think that we can understand, we can put everything into logic, and then we'll be able to give a clear picture of what's exactly happening with the Lord's pastimes. Sorry, we are number one fool. We should not have that idea. Whatever the Lord and His pure devotee reveals based on our purification, and that is required for our service, according to our adhikar, some things will be revealed. So we need to be patient, and our attitude should be that I'm very insignificant, and in fact, we will discuss about that. In fact, our attitude is the moment we understand that I'm a number one fool, I'm thinking that I have big intelligence, I'm able to speak very nicely, I'm able to perform many activities very nicely. If we have this notion, then we are number one fool. So then, and what is the best example that we can see in the scriptures who can relate about this? It's Brahma himself. The next chapter, we will see amazing prayers by Brahma. And in each and every prayer is filled with profound realizations, and he is outpouring how about the Lord's various opulence, how the Lord is interacting with his devotees, how the Lord's dham is accommodating unlimited things, how it is expanding unlimitedly, and all these things is beyond our comprehension. This is the whole point. And Brahma is acknowledging all these things in his prayers. So, so that's the point. So by our surrender and service, the Lord, if He wants, it is His Swarat. It is up to Him. He may reveal. And it is difficult for the so-called thoughtful people, rational people to accept this statement. But this is the whole point. We need to come to this understanding that we are very insignificant and we need to submit ourselves to the Lord. In fact, the whole Bhagavad Gita is spoken for us to come to this point that we are very insignificant, we are eternal, fragmental portion of Krishna, we are meant to serve Him, we are meant to please Him. That's how the Bhagavad Gita unfolds. And yeah, if we see Brahma's prayers, when we go through those chapters in a very detailed way, every devotee may expound on those points. But few things we can see how Brahma is pointing out the Achintya Shakti of the Lord. In one of his prayers, he is pointing out that the Lord's potency is inconceivable. We can't comprehend, not with any mundane logic that could be explained. And in fact, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami is also pointing out to the same verse. He is pointing out that Ko Beti Bhuman Bhagavan Paratman Yogeshwarotir Bhavatas Trilokyam Kvava Katang Va Kativa Kadheti Vistarayan Kridashi Yogamayam. So Krishna's Yogamayan, the playful way by which he is operating his energies, is very difficult to comprehend. It's beyond our comprehension. So he specifically says that no one can understand the mystery of these activities. And the Lord's pastimes are taking place continuously. And nobody can estimate where it started, how it is operating, what is the realm in which it is happening. So all this analysis is beyond comprehension. So he's making the point. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is further explaining that Emata Krishnera Divya Shadguna Ananta Brahma Shiva Sanakadi Napaya Jara Anta. The spiritual qualities of Krishna are also unlimited. Great personalities like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and even the four Kumaras cannot estimate the spiritual qualities of the Lord. So this is the first point. We can't estimate the spiritual qualities of the Lord. And it's amazing, the Lord and His pure devotees, and even the Vedas personified, they acknowledge this point. We will discuss that. One other, so in Brahma's prayers, the first thing he is acknowledging is that, my dear Lord, your qualities, spiritual qualities are beyond comprehension. So he's making that point. So that's why, his spiritual qualities, when the Lord appeared as a child, a small boy, holding the curd rice in his left hand, eating, sharing with the friends, it was difficult for Brahma. He couldn't understand that. He couldn't appreciate that. So that's why he's immediately acknowledging that. So your greatness, your spiritual qualities are inconceivable. Then, then another verse, it's explaining again how his spiritual qualities are inconceivable. Gunatmanastepi gunan vimatung hita vatirnasya ka isharesya kalena yairva vimitasu kalpair bhupamshava ke mihika dyubhasaha. Dyubhasaha, here it's being translated as the illuminating stars and planets, the particles of snow. So specifically here Brahma is pointing out that even the great scientists, so it's a kind of a bit of a mockery here. He's saying that even the great scientists may be able to count all the atoms of the universe. Is it possible? No way possible. They say maybe possible. They may be able to count all the atoms of the universe, and maybe they may be able to count all the stars and the planets in the sky. And another mockery is making, said they will be able to even count all the particles of the snow. Scientists are doing so much research, so much analysis. They're trying to come up with so many findings. So he says that maybe they may be able to do all these things. But then he says that, but how can they count the unlimited qualities of your Lord, my dear, of your Lord? He's saying that it is not possible to count. And then he says that in spite of this amazing spiritual qualities, my dear Lord, you are descending to this earth simply to give your association to the conditioned souls, and simply for the benefit of all the living entities you are descending. So this is one other. Again, he's stressing on the point of that your spiritual qualities are beyond conception. And then he is pointing out. So we saw that the spiritual qualities are inconceivable, and then he is explaining the point that I couldn't recognize that I'm a small spark. I'm very insignificant. I didn't recognize. In between we saw in one of the verses that yesterday also we explained that he was trying to play with fire. He thought, he's playing. You're trying to test Krishna. Watch out what you're doing. So Brahma didn't realize that. So again, in one of the prayers, he's pointing out that he's very nicely putting it that, my dear Lord, you are like a huge fire, and who am I? I'm like a spark, a tiny spark. And if the tiny spark thinks that I will devour that huge fire, what a foolishness! This is what I was trying to do. So Brahma is acknowledging another prayer that I was trying to, with my potency, I was trying to test your potency, but in that process, I was already in the illusion. I was completely in illusion. I was totally carried away, he says. So he's making the point that my idea of trying to put a spell, trying to check you out, the whole idea itself is completely wrong. He's saying that, and then he's further pointing out that to figure out the Maya Shakti, what is your Maya, what is the Yoga Maya, and the kind of small potency that I have, I couldn't understand. I cannot understand at all. So he's saying that, oh my dear Lord, what is it that I need to undergo? You please punish me, or you are always very merciful. You may forgive me, but I have to accept my foolishness. So unless I am corrected, I will not be able to make progress. He's making that point. And then one more point, Brahma is explaining. He is saying that the great, so his spiritual qualities are inconceivable. The way how he deals, his swarupa, his form, the Maya Shakti that he is employing, that is also inconceivable. Then he says that the loving relationship that you have with your devotees, that is inconceivable. Who can understand about how you reciprocate with your pure devotees? Nobody can understand this, he says. Specifically, he's pointing out that when Putana came, she acted like your mother, and for that you gave her such a great status. And then what to speak of all these great devotees in the Vraja who are completely surrendered, their body, mind, words are totally absorbed in you. And what is the reward that you are going to give to them? That I cannot understand. So he says that you are so amazing that it's not possible to comprehend. In fact, the Lord has sold himself to them. He is ready to do anything for them. And then we can say, Na parayaham. The Lord says, no, with the gopis, for the selfless service that you have performed, what is it that I'm in debt with you, he says. I'm in debt. So Brahma is acknowledging that it's not possible to understand about that. And then he offers this famous prayer that we will discuss. Jananta eva janantu king bahutya name prabho manaso vapusho vacho vaibhavam tava gocharaha. So he says that there may be so many people, they may say, Jananta eva janantu. I know all about Krishna. They may say that, he says. They may say that. But as far as I am concerned, he says that I do not wish to speak about this matter, he says. And then he says, further he is saying that as far as your opulences are concerned with my body, with my mind, with my words, he simply is offering obeisances. He is simply offering prayer. It's beyond the reach of my body, mind and words. And this is very interesting. Srila Prabhupada in his commentary also, Srila, he's also quoting Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. And he is offering this prayer. He's in fear that, so far, so many prayers he offered. There are so many prayers, it's almost like 30, 35 prayers he's offering, acknowledging the glory of the Lord, his potencies, his various activities. And specifically, he speaks this verse, this Jananto eva Jananto. He speaks this verse because he is feeling some kind of a shame and also some kind of a fear that what I have done. So he's repenting for what act he has done, and then he's acknowledging the fact that I am the greatest fool. Watch out, who is speaking this? Brahma, who is the topmost intelligent person in this entire universe, and is the husband of goddess of learning. And in fact, one of the verses, Shukadeva Goswami is pointing out specifically that, in different Atmabhuhu is the word used here, and there are so many times different words are used to point out Brahma. And in one verse, he is pointing out that he is the husband of Mother Saraswati. So he knows, he has such a knowledge, but he could not find out what is the potency of the Lord. So he says that he is again acknowledging that I am the greatest fool. So now Krishna is asking the question, so if you say like that you are the greatest fool, then so many prayers you have offered, why you have offered so many prayers? He is questioning. So Srila Vishnu Chakra Thakur is putting it. So he is saying that, then again he is responding, oh my dear Lord, what is the use of all my big words? He is really speaking out from the heart. So yes, when we study those prayers, in the next chapter we'll be studying the prayers, so succinctly is explaining about the Lord's various qualities. He said, wow, what a prayer. The Lord is revealing through him about his greatness, about his glories. So he's saying that, he's so nicely is acknowledging that, my Lord, this is all my sign of my foolishness. That's why in this prayer he's saying that, as far as I am concerned, I do not want to speak anything about it. He keeps himself very silent in front of him. So then the Lord says that, oh, you are trying to cheat me with your different words. Then he's saying that, my dear Lord, I meditated so much on you. I meditated about this whole incident. Like we are saying here, he's meditating. This word is used here, dhyatva. Dhyatva means meditating. So you may use your intelligence and meditate and try to see. It's ultimately up to the Lord for him to reveal, for him to show. We cannot. This is very difficult for the scientists or for the so-called intelligent class of people, that we need to surrender and the Lord has to reveal. That's how the process works. That's how Krishna has made the whole system. We need to submit ourselves to a spiritual master. We need to serve under his guidance, and we need to, it's not that we are totally turning off our intelligence. We need to acknowledge that we are very tiny. Until we do that, the Lord will reveal based on our sincerity and our submission. It's completely up to him. That's why Ata Sri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyai sevon mukhe jigvado swayam eva spuratyada. The Lord reveals himself on his own for the sincere seeker who with his tongue chants his names, honors his prasadam, and submits himself. Otherwise, Nama, Rupa, Guna, as Brahma is pointing out here, we can't comprehend. It's not possible. So it is ultimately the question of his revelation. Ultimately, we need his mercy. Our endeavor is there, our sincerity should be there, but ultimately we need his mercy. This is the whole point. So Brahma is pointing out that, so ultimately, I just simply surrender to you. I just offer my prayers to you. Otherwise, it's not possible for me to. So that's why he's saying, with the mind, I was using my intelligence and mind, trying to understand what was happening. I could not. And with my eyes, I was trying to see the beautiful form. He could not. He saw Krishna having curd rice, playing with the boys. He couldn't understand. So he's saying, Manasa, Vapuhu, body, intelligence. No, it's not possible. So I completely submit myself to you. I surrender to you. So that's the whole point of this is prayer. So very nicely he points out. So that's why he says that it is not possible to count your unlimited transcendental qualities. It's not possible. That's why in the prayer he says that Gunatmanastepi gunan vimatum. Your gunas are beyond comprehension. So now this is the point. Now another incident that we can see a kind of a, I would not say similarity. Also you say Akrura, when he was taking Krishna and Balarama to Mathura, he went into the lake. He went into the lake. He wanted to take Krishna and Balaram took a bath. He went into the lake. He took a bath. Inside, he saw Krishna and Balaram. And then he was just wondering, what am I seeing here? So he went out. He saw Krishna and Balaram on the chariot. But again, he came down. And then when he saw, then the Lord, out of his own free will, he revealed to him his various opulences and everything. So this is the whole point. Ultimately, only when the Lord reveals, we can, we will be able to get his glories of his name, form, and ityadi. This is the whole point. So the point is that we need patience, we need to have faith, we need to have determination, we need to have enthusiasm. All these things are required. So with that, we practice Krishna consciousness. So it's not, again, it's some kind of a blind process that we are following, or some people think that it's a kind of a slavery. No, the devotee happily accepts this because he knows that, my intelligence, my activities, it has got a limit. It's just within a small circle. Like one example, I think Lord Yama also gives that our power and our position, it's something like a cow which is tied to a pole. What is its power? How much it can move around? Whatever is the length of the rope, that much it can move around, not beyond that. So we have a limited intelligence, we have a limited sensory perception. Everything is within the limits. So unless we acknowledge this, then immediately we acknowledge this, our puffed up nature will come down, will cool down. And we can see, Brahma, in fact, one of the commentaries, somewhere it is mentioned, maybe it comes in one of the verses, that Brahma, who generally the Devatas, they stand above, the feet don't touch the ground. But after this incident, Brahma, from the chariot, he just came down, he put his feet down, he put his head down, and we will see, as this chapter unfolds, we will see, Brahma was wondering and wondering and wondering. Later, Krishna, he showed through the calves, the Vishnu forms, and it is him, actually. What you are seeing here, it is me. Krishna is revealing to Brahma afterwards. And Brahma could appreciate it. Then tears were overpouring from his eyes, and with all his foreheads, he bows down, and then these beautiful prayers are offered in the next chapter, we will see. So this is the whole point. So, this is the whole point that, so the medicine for our ego, is understanding the Lord, how glorious is the Lord, how merciful is the Lord, how he is very benevolent. All these things we need to understand. Then our puffed up nature, or our ability that we think that, I can solve all the problems, I can find out the solution for all the problems. We will submit ourselves to the Lord. People are suffering this material world due to various diseases. It could be various ailments they are suffering from. They are suffering from mental problems. They are suffering from physical problems. The disaster of the nature. Recently we have this landslides and huge water in Kerala. So many people are suffering in this world. And what's the solution for all these problems? The solution for all these problems is we need to take shelter of the Supreme Lord through his pure devotees. In one of the prayers by Bilva Mangala Thakur, he is pointing out that actually we have the devotees of the Lord are the greatest medicine, the best medicine they have. So that's why the devotees, when they wander from place to place, they are carrying the mercy of the Lord. We ourselves do not know that we act as instruments in the service of the Lord. What are we doing? We ourselves do not know. We are carrying, devotees are going out house to house, door to door. They're carrying the invitation cards, they're carrying prasadam. Definitely when devotee meets someone, he's encouraging them to chant the holy names. And what a great benefit that the people are getting. It's unimaginable. So he says that, Bilva Mangala Thakur says that, Atyantika vyadi haram jananam chikitsakam veda vido vadanti. Sangsara tapa trayanasha bhijam govinda dhamodara madhaveti. So he says that, so chikitsam, so there is a remedy, medicine. Who has got this medicine? Veda vido vadanti. Those who are knowers of the Vedas. Who are those? The devotees. The devotees know the medicine. What is the medicine? And that medicine, atyantika vyadi, it can give remedy for all the diseases. Complete remedy it can give. It can completely remove all the diseases. And specifically, what is that? Sangsara tapa trayanasha bijam. So there is the seed, the mantra, the holy name of the Lord can completely remove the sufferings that the jiva is undergoing of repetition of birth, death, old age and disease. So lifetime after lifetime, jivas are trying to lord over the material nature, and we are trying to become puffed up in that process. But by submitting ourselves to the Lord who has appeared in this age, in the holy name, like calling out him, Govinda, Dhamodara, Madhava, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One can come out of the conditioning and we'll be able to, so we ourselves will be really relish happiness. So this is what Srila Prabhupada has given us a great opportunity. He has engaged us. Amazing process. He has helped. He has given us a process by which we can purify ourselves. We want to purify ourselves. Of all the purification, first thing is our own self-preservation. That's very much required. But then, by the mercy of the Acharyas, who are even more merciful than the Supreme Lord, apart from trying to save ourselves, we are trying to give out the mercy. And Srila Prabhupada has instituted the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Recently, 4 or 5 days back, there was incorporation of ISKCON. So ISKCON is the biggest hospital. It can give solution for all kinds of diseases. And we have the proper medicine. There are many doctors. So we go out and then we give this knowledge to the people. And festivals are one of our great opportunities. So many conditioned souls can come, they can participate, they can appreciate, and they can also become stunned by the beautiful decorations of the deities, various kirtans and bhajans and various programs. It brings the people out of the routine of simply eating, mating, sleeping and defending, and so much of anxieties and various other confusions that they are having in this material life. They can just give a break to all those things, come and then participate. That gives an opportunity. Agyata Sukriti begins. When they meet the devotee, they get Agyata Sukriti. And not only that, when they come and participate in these functions, the spiritual life begins. So what we are doing is a great benevolent work. There cannot be anything more superior than this. So when we read and hear, we become more convinced, we become enthused every day to go out and meet people and try to help them. So this program is such an amazing program, going out in Harinam, going out and distributing books, having preaching programs, meeting people, trying to talk to them, help them. Then there is life in the moment, in the heart of the devotee. So devotees take so much strain also. They reduce their sleep, they reduce their eating, and they are always going out to meet people. And apart from that, also devotees are engaging. Otherwise they are misusing their funds. They are misusing for so many other nonsense activities, which will take them towards hell. But devotees are helping the people to use their funds in the best possible way, which is to engage in Krishna's service. Unfortunately, some people do not know, but it's also an opportunity for us to preach. One of the donor, when the devotees met, they said that what is the point in me giving so much donation to you? You are having they are thinking that ISKCON is a corporate. You are having funds, and then I myself will do. Okay, you can also do charity, but you do not know exactly what are we doing. The food that we are giving is not some ordinary food. This is prasadam, which is uchishta lepan. This is tasted by the Lord. The Lord relishes that, and then that goes to people as prasadam. When they taste it, it's not ordinary food, and there's so much purification happens. So also we can preach to people. We can in a polite way we can tell that this is prasadam. We are giving a holy name, and then we are giving transcendental books. This will save the people from the conditioning. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for us to preach. And we can see the greatest example is Srila Prabhupada himself. Srila Prabhupada is the greatest acharya in this Kali Yuga. Arjuna acted as an instrument to fulfill the mission of Krishna. Similarly in the Kali Yuga, Srila Prabhupada is one of the greatest fighter against Kali. Right? He instituted ISKCON, and then he created so many warriors, everybody to go out. And well, we don't have weapons. Our weapon is the holy name, Krishna Katha and Krishna Prasadam. So we are empowered with that. And then in that way, we can go on with great enthusiasm. And Srila Prabhupada showed himself that till the last minute, he was fighting a great battle with such enthusiasm. So when we just read these verses and how the devotees have surrendered themselves and how they want to give themselves completely to the Lord, so we get inspiration and we can follow in their footsteps. So and it's going to be very interesting in the upcoming verses where we can more and more appreciate about the Lord, His various attributes, His amazing relationship that He has with His devotees. And then we can understand that this Krishna consciousness is a completely, it's a very rejuvenating process. It's not mundane, it's not boring. It's every time we come and then hear, every time we chant, every time we engage in service, it's very inspiring. So the more we hear, the more we engage in service, we will realize that. The more we realize that, we would like to share it with others. So we'll stop here. Yeah, we have our service and we will go out, and then we can go out and preach and then bring many people to the lotus feet of Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.